Hello, welcome to Formulas for Teachers. This is Michael Anderson. This short video is going to show you how to take the student information from Home Access Center when you go to your classes and it shows all your students and they're organized by last name and you click on each period to see which kids are in your class. How to take those names and take them from the format that they are in, which is last name, comma, first name, space, middle, and put them in a more usable fashion in a way that doesn't take a long time to do. Because for a lot of things that teachers would like to do, having a master sheet is very helpful, but the way that the names appear when you copy them from our gradebook is not very user friendly. So this video will show us how to fix that. And as a quick aside, all of these are fictitious names that I made up, and even the numbers are fictitious. But this is literally exactly if you were to carefully copy, turn everything blue on the gradebook and copy it and then paste it into a sheet. And if you go to A1 and hit Control V after you hit Control C, this is what it would look like. So you get this syntax and it's the last name, first name, and then the ID and all the stuff over here. So we can add headers to this if we want to. But what I want to show you is how you can very, very quickly take this name and make it into a usable name. And so the first thing we're going to use is what's called the split function. And I have another video or two that shows how to do this, but for the purposes of this, I'll show it to you again. So the split function basically splits something in any way that we want. So I'm going to go equals split, and then the parentheses. And what do I want to split? I want to split this. And the first thing I want to do is split this out by the comma, which is between Baldwin and Piper. So I'm going to do a comma, and then in the quotations, I'm going to put what do I want to split by. And so quote, comma, quote. So basically in these quotations, this is what I'm going to split by. I'm going to split, and it's actually going to get rid of that comma completely and separate everything that's on either side of the comma. So I'm going to do close parentheses and hit enter. So now I have Baldwin's by itself, and then Piper and Alexis are there. So I'm going to copy this, and we'll go down here and do that for the rest of them. So good. So now I have the last name. Nice. So now I need to split this. This is a space. This is a last name space middle. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go equals split, and then go here, oops, and then go comma. And then what I'm going to do is I'm splitting by the space, so it's quotation space quotation, because the space is what I'm splitting by. And then close parentheses. And again, that does that, like this. So there we go. Now, you might run into sometimes, this actually worked out well, but let's say that I have a student that has more than one name. A lot of our kids do. So let's say John Cook, and then let's say Raymond. So that might be his name. Well, now this is kind of messed up because Cook is good. That's the last name. But where the first name is going to be is, oh, actually it works. Never mind. So it works. So sometimes you'll have different things that might make you have an error message, but this is going to work. So we'll put this one as first name. All right. Oh, this is why, because now Raymond is way out there. So doing the last name split and the first name split, that always works. But the last part is what's called a concatenation. And a concatenation is where you combine or you concatenate different things. And so when I do the last name split, then I put the first name split over here, I always add an extra space just in case I have a name like this one here. So I would always do the concatenation here, and I'll just title this name. And so the way concatenation works is very, very simple. You just got to spell the word concatenation right, or concatenate. So equals, and then I'm going to go this, concat and 8, just like it sounds, and the parentheses. Now the first thing I want to concatenate is the first name, so I'll click on that, comma. Now I want to have a space between the first and the last name, so I'll do a quote, space quote. That's going to add a space in, then comma, then the last name, and then close the parentheses, and there's my name. So I'm going to go Control C, Control V, and those are all of my students' names. Now, sometimes people are tempted to just say, yay, so they're going to go and we'll just copy all this here, and this is already blank, and I'll just do Control V. But now it gives me this ref, because what it's trying to do is it's trying to do this formula again. And that obviously is not going to work because the stuff for the formula isn't in the right spot. So I'll do Control Z to back that out. And instead, I'm going to copy this stuff. I'll copy. And I'm just going to go here and paste special values like that. So that's the name. And I usually completely get rid of this right here. So I'm just going to delete this row completely, or delete that column completely. Now, before I do that though, I just realized something that I want to make sure happens. So this is a name, but a lot of times I do like to have the first and last name separated out. That can be definitely handy. So I'm going to insert a column, and I'll do first and last. And so go for the first names, going to copy those. And then I'm going to do paste special values. And the last name, same thing, copy those. And then I'm going to go paste special values. And then I can just delete all of this stuff here because I got the information that I needed. And then I can delete that one there as well. So now I have all the stuff that I need, and this is in a good format. Now, this video took 6 minutes, but if you do this a couple times, especially if you copy all of your students from each class and just put them in one long list, so this is my second period kid, third, fourth, fifth, all the way down, and because they're all in the same grade, this is usually where I'll do, this is my first period, that's my second period kids. Second, so now I change that to second, so then I have the ID, the gender, that's a homeroom, doesn't matter, like that. So I have this. So if I had very quickly copied and pasted all of my students from all my classes, that takes about a minute. The rest of this takes about a minute because you're making 3 formulas, copying them down, pasting the information, and then you're just doing copy and paste the values and kind of a little bit of reformatting. So you can literally make a really good roster right away. And then as students come and go, you can just update these rows and just type these things in. But your very first student roster with 100 and some odd names, that's one that takes the longest. And now I just made it a lot shorter for you. Good luck.